Today. Well, they're all topics in Cup's world, right, Cup?
Thank you, Don. The report from Washington and on the condition of CIA Director William Casey is, and I quote, very grim. Our sources report that Casey will not be able to resume his duties as the head of the CIA, and the prognosis is guarded. That means President Reagan soon may have to name a new director, and I understand that the search has started discreetly. Well, 'tis a season to be jolly for TV star Diane Sawyer, and why not? All three networks reportedly are bidding for her services now that her contract with CBS expires next week. CBS hopes to retain Sawyer, one of the regulars on 60 Minutes, but ABC and NBC have made offers that are very tempting to Miss Sawyer, a mutual friend of yours and mine.
That's right. That's a pretty standard negotiating ploy, isn't it? That when a contract of a big news person like this comes up, that they sort of shop around a little bit.
It's very standard, as you say, but it could lead to a $1 million contract for Diane if she lets all the negotiation conclude.
Get that kind of money? Why not go for it?
Why not?
What do you have on Boy George's latest?
Well, Boy George, the pop star, is in seclusion at his home in London, reportedly devastated by the death of another of his friends by drugs. The friend died of a methadone overdose this week, just hours after he and George attended a party together and were picked up by the police Saturday night. Friend of Boy George, who died from drugs, is the second one in 4 months. George's family, meanwhile, is maintaining that he no longer has a heroin addiction.
Sounds like another rock star. Madonna is looking for a scapegoat these days, right?
Before going to Madonna, though, let's not be a friend of Boy George. He lost 2 in 4 months. That's pretty serious. Yeah, rock star Madonna says she's not to blame for the failure of the movie Shanghai Surprise, in which she co-starred with her husband, Sean Penn. Madonna blames the director, Jim Goddard, saying that he's a TV director, not a movie director, and was in over his head. She says they left out all the good stuff about a relationship that would have saved the film.
I don't guess she's going to blame it on Sean Penn, is she?
No, but the director does.
Yeah.
Mr. Goddard says the relationship between Madonna and Sean, which has been rocky, as you know, since they got married, was responsible for that relationship.
So there just wasn't the electricity there that there should have been.
That's right.
Okay, thanks, Cup.
Fine.
Walter?
Don, next on First Edition, more than $500 million gets divvied up from a lottery called The Fat One. And 'tis the season for Christmas parties, need we tell you. We'll take you to one that's touted as the biggest Christmas party in the world.
Right now, Time Magazine has good news for everyone who's ever wanted to make an important phone call, but couldn't find the number. Because if you order Time now, you'll get a free gift with your paid subscription. Time's exclusive phone file. It's a combination telephone and flip file directory to keep your phone numbers where they belong, with a phone. So instead of having to reach for a number,
Write it down. Oh, here it is.
you just reach for the phone and the number's right there. With Time's gift, you can have all your numbers in one place. And with Time Magazine each week, you can have the whole world in one place. Fascinating, exciting, entertaining, and informative. Time reaches to the heart of events and brings them home to you with a superb writing and photography that makes the experience of Time unique. And now it can be yours for almost half off the cover price. And with a thank you gift, that means you'll never have to look high and low for a phone number. Instead, it'll always be at your fingertips. Time even makes it easier for you to call with push-button dialing. It has call muting for privacy and automatic redial. There's a handy pen and pencil holder, an area code directory, even a built-in clock. It's a Time Magazine exclusive, and it's yours free when you subscribe for 30 weeks of Time at nearly half off the cover price, payable in 3 easy installments of just $9.79 each. And all you have to do is call our toll-free number.
What's the number?
1-800-621-1800.
Got it.
And with your paid subscription, you'll get Time's unique phone file free. So call now.
What was that number again? It was...
That's 1-800-621-1800. It's the most practical telephone ever invented. And it's part of Time's best offer ever. So don't miss it. You'll never lose a phone number again.
Save at Dominic's on refreshing RC products for the Yuletide season. 12 12-ounce cans are just $2.99 during Dominic's Savings Spectacular.
There's nothing like the old office Christmas party, is there, to get to know your fellow workers a little bit better? And, of course, if you wanted to get to know a lot of your fellow workers, you go to one of the world's biggest office Christmas parties, which is where our Robin Brantley is at the moment. How big is it?
Well, Walter, right now is the time to come because you can move around. I've been to these things before, and it gets to be like sardines packed into a can. It is a 121,000-square-foot can. They fill it up nonetheless. It covers 2 floors here at the Hyatt. Now, the world's largest office party is the Hyatt Regency's contribution to charity at Christmas time. It started here at the Chicago Hyatt and was such a success 5 years ago. It's been adopted at Hyatt hotels across the country, even by a few of the Hyatt's international properties. But Chicago's version is still the largest. They are expecting 10,000 people to stop by here tonight. The focus has also expanded a bit. It's not just a big happy hour with drinks for $2. You can also have a massage by a celebrity. How would you like to have your back rubbed by Sean Gale or Dennis McKinnon of the Chicago Bears? $2 is quite a deal. You can also get a photo with a celebrity, or in the dating game, win a date with a celebrity. With me now is Nancy Ruth, who is the director of PR for the Hyatt. Is that intentional that you've kind of not just focused on the drinking aspect of it? Happy hours have come under quite a bit of criticism in recent years.
Not necessarily, Robin. We've just found that we need to put the celebrities to work in a few different areas than what they've traditionally been doing, which is sending bar. This year we've got about 125 celebrities who, as you said, will be doing everything from rubbing backs to signing autographs and giving whatever.
Now, having served as a quote-unquote celebrity bartender for you in the past, I felt a little bit uncomfortable because I'm not a professional bartender. I don't know when someone's had too much to drink. I don't know who I should ask for identification. How do you handle that problem?
Well, everyone is carded when they come in, if they appear at all underneath 21 years of age, so that is not a problem. Each celebrity bartender is backed by one of our professionals, so they're always there to step in and kind of back you up if you feel that you're running into problems. Additionally, we've stepped up our security staff, and those people themselves are roaming the party, and they'll be giving free cab rides home to anyone who needs it.
If you're too intoxicated. Okay, thanks a lot. I know you're going to be busy tonight. As I said, I've been here before. It gets to be quite a mob scene and a logistical nightmare, but it's fun. And it all goes through the Neediest Kids Fund. Last year, the Chicago Hyatt raised about $50,000, so let's hope for more of the same success this year. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Robin. We don't need an office Christmas party to get to know John Coughlin better, do we? We know him all too well.
Whatever that means. Listen, you're going to like what I have to say if you like warmer weather. Tomorrow we'll be up in the 40s, and it looks like Christmas is a slim chance of a little snow. Nothing much, but just a slim chance. If that'll be good enough for you, then everyone will be happy. Here are the current temperatures in Chicago. 34 right now at O'Hare. That's the high for the day. 33 at the lakefront, 32 at Midway. That high of 34 after a low this morning of 21. And the humidity is 89%, southwest winds at 12 miles an hour. The barometer falling just a little bit. There's sunrise and sunset for tomorrow. Here's the weather map. We have big old high-pressure system sitting over the eastern part of the country. It actually covers much of our area as well. It's kind of a shallow dome of high pressure, so we're still getting some clouds associated with that. But that mild air will keep pouring in here for at least the next couple of days. Have a storm system down here in the Gulf of Mexico spreading rain throughout this area and some snow to New Mexico and West Texas. As that storm system begins to move up into the Mississippi Valley, they're going to keep us under mostly cloudy skies for the next couple of days, and maybe, just maybe, some rain, then maybe mixed with some snow by the time we get to late Christmas Eve or early Christmas morning. Here are the temperatures around the country today. 50 degrees in Billings, Montana. That's kind of warm for that far north. 20 degrees up in Caribou, Maine. 40 in New York. 79 in Miami. It's at 55 degrees in Brownsville, Texas, and 67 degrees in Phoenix, and 71 degrees at mid-afternoon out in Los Angeles. Here's the jet stream, and this tells the story. You can see that jet stream is staying well to the north of Chicago, and that's keeping that cold Arctic air from getting down into our part of the country. That could change, but at the moment it really doesn't look like it's going to. So if we get any snow, it's not going to last very long, and it's not going to be very much. Okay, here's where the clouds are. Heavy clouds down here along the Gulf Coast, and there's also some cloudiness out there in the Pacific Northwest where there's a storm brewing. Right now, here's the rain, the heavy rains down there, and some snow over here in West Texas, some rain and snow, parts of Idaho, Washington, Oregon, and northern California as well. Weather map for tomorrow shows that storm system, which is now down here, beginning to move up the Mississippi Valley, giving us some cloudy skies, and then by Wednesday, that cloudy sky could give us some little bit of rain. Okay, temperatures tomorrow, mild for this time of year. We will be in the 40s. Here's the forecast for tonight in Chicago. Mostly cloudy, then some foggy areas. Low will be about 28 degrees. And tomorrow, it'll be mostly cloudy again. Mild temperatures, high of 42 degrees with light winds from the south and southwest. And on Wednesday, cloudy with some rain beginning, probably in the afternoon, but the high temperature will be above freezing up to about 38 degrees. I know a lot of people want snow for Christmas, but I wouldn't guarantee any of that at this point.
I think I'll settle for these warmer temperatures.
So would I.
Great. Thank you, John. Thousands of Spaniards are celebrating Christmas a little bit early after this weekend's drawing of the world's richest lottery. This year's winners are sharing a total pot of $556 million. Now, the grand prize in that lottery, which is called El Gordo, or the Fat One, delivered almost $2 million to each of 65 winners. Tickets for El Gordo cost $185 each, but most people just buy a tenth of one or more of those tickets, which are sold in local stores and workplaces. King Carlos III of Spain dreamed up that lottery 223 years ago, and Spain hasn't missed a year since.
Sports is coming up next on First Edition with reaction to Doug Flutie's latest performance, which is raising the Bears' hope for the playoffs.
It's Highland's pre-Christmas madness sale. Your last chance before Christmas to go absolutely cuckoo with incredible savings at every Highland superstore. Like this sharp VHS video recorder with wireless remote, just $246. Save $83. So hurry to Highland's pre-Christmas madness sale. Tuesday 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. What are you waiting for? Christmas?
For the red carpet treatment and for Ford Credit's red carpet lease, Naperville's fantastic Fair Oaks Ford is for you. Sure, the red carpet lease plan is probably available somewhere else, but who cares? Business or pleasure, let Naperville's fantastic Fair Oaks Ford arrange a red carpet lease for you through Ford Credit for qualified lessees now. Lots to choose from: Aerostars, Tempos, Escorts, Mustangs, Thunderbirds, even Ford trucks. At Naperville's fantastic Fair Oaks Ford, Ogden and Naperville Road, just off I-5.
Well, we've just found out that the Bears will be playing their first playoff game on a Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why is that?
Well, January 3rd, Saturday afternoon. Well, that's a good question, but I'll tell you the reason. It's because the other NFL or CBS playoff game will be the New York Giants, and of course the network is, they glom onto the New York Giants, so they get the prime spot. On Sunday, the Bears will play on Saturday. That's the reason. If
it's all up to TV, right?
It's TV, and NBC is in there too because they have two playoff games on the weekend. But the bottom line is the Bears didn't get a really good slot, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday afternoon. But they'll play it and worry about other things later, right?
Right.
Doug Flutie's going to be the quarterback, as you all know. Let's take a look at some videotape. Mike Ditka says that he is the guy, and he does make things happen, doesn't he? This is Neil Anderson. He had Bill Bates one-on-one, and Flutie spotted him for the touchdown as the Bears beat Dallas 24-10. Remember the one to Willie Galton? Now watch this. Watch Flutie. He'll spot him, and then zing, in a matter of a second, boom, the ball was there. He has a cannon for a little guy. 8 of 14 for 152 yards for Doug Flutie. Can he scramble? Well, we know he can scramble. This time he takes off, and Mike Ditka told me, I remember on Bears Extra last night, that he was surprised he didn't run all the way. Well, that's asking a lot, but Doug Flutie wasn't also happy with his performance.
It was still shaky, or still a little bit erratic, and I finally, I made a couple of big plays and made a couple of things happen, and, you can do some things and make a few plays, but you got to be consistent, and I really still don't think I was consistent enough, and, I just didn't make too many bad plays today.
He's consistent enough for Mike Ditka. He's going to be the starter. What about defense? Sensational once again. They did set a league record. 187 points is all they allowed for the entire 16 games, which is a new NFL record. They had 7 sacks. Guys like Wilbur Marshall with this interception, and Richard Dent, and Dan Hampton, and Otis Wilson, guys who were snubbed in the Pro Bowl, had sensational games as the defense was sensational. We'll have more and talk more about the defense on our 6 o'clock sports. But the bottom line, the Bears in the playoffs, and they will play either Washington or the 49ers at Soldier Field on January 3rd, which is a Saturday afternoon. And back to Flutie. Today, Mike Ditka will be his playoff, talked about his playoff quarterback, and also had some thoughts, extra thoughts on the little guy.
I just think that right now that I've seen enough just in the pure mechanics of passing the football, and he knows enough about the offense now, and that he's going to be the guy that's going to be on the field to start these things off and hopefully to finish them up.
When did you make that decision? During the game yesterday, I mean, it was pretty clear. But
well, I think when the game was over, I pretty much made up my mind what was going to go on. I mean, it doesn't matter. When does it matter when I made it? What if I made it 6 weeks ago?
that would be interesting.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Did you make it 6 weeks ago?
Well, let's say I just knew a little bit more 6 weeks ago than you guys knew 6 weeks ago. You're still worried about how tall he is and whether he wears elevator shoes. I'm not worried about that.
I told you that Doug Flutie, or that Mike Ditka, is a Doug Flutie man. Atlanta fired Dan Henning today. In hockey, Buffalo hired former Ranger coach Ted Sater. And how about those Blackhawks? They won their third in a row last night. Let's take a look at some highlights. The final score was 7-4 over Detroit. It was tied at 4-3 when Dennis Savard passed to Steve Larmer to make the score 5-3. And a few minutes later, it went to 6-3. Kurt Frazier to Troy Murray. It was 6-3, and the Hawks won it. The final score was 7-4. Also at 6 o'clock, we'll check into the Willie Roy situation. We'll have more on that for you. Looks like he's not going to be coach of the Sting anymore.
Did Flutie actually make those things happen? Both of those receivers were so far in the clear, I could have thrown a touchdown.
Well, one of them happened because he rolled out. And when he got out of the pocket, it kind of messed up the pass defense. And the other thing is, on the other one, it was a man-for-man situation. He spotted Neil Anderson with Bill Bates. They got him screwed up on their defense, and he spotted it. See, he makes things happen. He's going to make some mistakes in the playoffs. But the Bear defense is so awesome that they can cover up for turnovers and stuff like that. I mean, they're just tremendous. I don't see how anybody can stop them. I mean, nobody can score on them. I mean, Dallas, you saw the end of the game. They were all out against the Bears to get that touchdown at the end of the game. I mean, the Bear defense has come together at the right time again and proved really, as great as Buddy Ryan was as a defensive coach, I mean, he had the talent out there, and I think everybody realizes that.
Boy,
Well, in a couple of minutes, Irene Hughes is going to be here and make a prediction about the Bears in the Super Bowl this year.
Make sure I listen to that. I'm going to check her out, too.
Okay. But right after a break, Gene Siskel is going to come up. He's going to have 2 movie reviews, including one with Kim Basinger and Richard Gere playing a Chicago cop.
There's magic in Christmas.
And the magic can be yours when you shop at McDade's. Don't miss a call. Get Record-A-Call's one-touch telephone answering machine. Steam clean your carpets the easy way with this Regina 3-speed carpet cleaner. And give him Remington's rechargeable micro-screen shaver. He'll love you for it.
There's magic in Christmas.
At McDade & Company.
I want everyone on my gift list to get something special. And I'm sure you feel the same about your list. At Rogers & Howland's Yuletide celebration, things are special. Special because you'll find hundreds of gifts you can't find anywhere else. Special because they're handcrafted by our own craftsmen. Special because of the remarkable reductions during the Yuletide celebration. I'm now at Rogers & Howland's. This Christmas, give jewelry created for now and forever.
Snuggle into your cotton sheets. They're so breathable and airy and feel so comfortable you won't want to get out of bed. And cotton sheets are easy care, naturally. Once you get a feel for cotton, you won't feel like anything else. Look for the True Performance label on Royal Velvet All Cotton Easy Care sheets and towels from Fieldcrest at Marshall Fields.
The whole town's talking about the Webb Boys, the Webb Boys, the Webb Boys.
During this very special time of the year, the Webb Boys would like to extend holiday greetings.
Merry Christmas. Have a happy and prosperous New Year. Happy holidays to all.
Peace and goodwill to all.
May all your days be merry. Have a safe and happy holiday.
And from the entire Webb family, season's greetings.
See your Webb family dealer today.
Are you old enough to remember double features? Gene's got one.
You bet. I think we're both old enough to remember them, but you got to be at least about 35, I think, to remember double features. No Mercy is our first picture, a noisy but meaningless story of a Chicago cop who rescues an abused Southern woman from Bayou country and a Bayou crime boss who owns her. Richard Gere plays a Chicago cop on the chase of this guy who killed his partner. The chase leads to the backwaters of Louisiana and to Kim Basinger, who Gere at first suspects is in cahoots with her mobster boyfriend. She says, no way.
Who's your boyfriend?
He's not my boyfriend.
Who is he then?
He runs Algiers.
Runs Algiers. What the hell is that?
I belong to him.
What does that mean?
What do you think it means?
I think it means the fellow got himself a two-bit hooker. That's what I think.
I was 13. My mama took me to a saddle. He gave her a house and some money. And I was his. You got that? I was given to him.
Every hooker's got a hard luck story. That's a little prize winner, that one.
I don't care if you don't believe me. You don't matter.
A little bit of overacting there. We know they like each other. We know they're going to have a love scene. They wouldn't be putting the movie together, right? If they weren't going to have a love scene, we don't buy the story. Next film, and much better, but still not a perfect film, is Crimes of the Heart, a film of a successful play about three very different sisters in a strange Southern family. The film mixes tragedy and humor, as in this scene where Sissy Spacek has her head in the oven after trying and failed to commit suicide with a rope around her neck. Around the corner comes her sister Jessica Lange, who's horrified at what she sees.
Oh, my God. What have you done? What the hell have you done? Nothing. Yeah. Oh, great. Come here now. Just sit down. Just sit down here.
Meg? I'm okay.
Here, put your head between your knees. Now, breathe deep.
Meg?
Come on, do
Meg,
what
I know why she did it. I know why she
Come on, just do what I'm saying.
I know why she done it. Oh, babe, why? Why? Why what?
Why did you put your head in the oven?
Oh, I don't know, Meg. I'm having a bad day.
Well, that's sort of an understatement, and that works. It's cute. It gets you laughing at a sort of a sad scene, and that's the whole bit in this movie, which is that these women have sad stories, but the writer, Beth Henley, is able to make us laugh at them and laugh with them, and we enjoy seeing these actresses work. Their Southern dialects, that took me a while to get used to, except for Sissy Spacek, which is authentic. The other two took me a little while, but I liked the movie on balance. You saw it, Walter. What do you think?
I liked it on balance, too.
See, now you could be a film critic with remarks like that.
That's right.
You got to learn those little phrases. On balance.
On balance.
Okay.
On
balance, we're turning it over to Don.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Well, I'm trying to be an anchor man.
You guys are trading today.
Yeah. Trading Places, that's the name of a movie.
We're going to be back in just a moment. Irene Hughes and some predictions for 1987.
Hi, I'm Gavin McLeod, and I have a very special announcement for folks here in the greater Chicago area. If you or your parents are between the ages of 50 and 74, I'm going to ask you to make a very important telephone call as soon as this announcement is over. But first, I'd like you to meet a very special couple, Gordon and Mickey Scott. They recently heard about the Security Trust life insurance plan and called for their free information kit. Why?
We worked hard all our lives to provide for our family and build our savings. Lately, we've really been concerned about what a prolonged illness and death could do to the nest egg we've worked so hard to build. We felt that additional life insurance was the answer, but we didn't think we could get it because Gordon is 71 and has had 2 heart surgeries.
That's when we heard about this plan. They said we couldn't be turned down, and that it only cost $5 a month. I can't tell you how much it means to Mickey and me not to have to worry anymore about becoming a burden on our children.
That's terrific. And just like the Scotts, you too can get this guaranteed coverage for only $5 a month, so long as you're between 50 and 74. We'd like to mail you this free information kit, but we can't mail it until you call for it. And that's what I hope you'll do right now. Now, it doesn't matter how many other insurance plans you've called for. Believe me, you should definitely call for this one. Here's how.
Call toll-free 1-800-348-2900. 1-800-348-2900. The information kit Mr. McLeod spoke of will be mailed to you free with no obligation. So call now 1-800-348-2900. 1-800-348-2900. This is a free call.
Special Directions offers support to parents with special needs children. To obtain further information, call 652-6025.
You know, the holidays tend to be a time to reflect, plan for the year ahead. If only we could know what the new year has in store for us. Well, today we're going to continue a little tradition here at Channel 2. Irene Hughes, the astrologer and psychic, is here, and she's going to give us some prognostications for 1987. Irene, welcome back. I've been seeing you for about the last 10 years in Chicago.
Yes, Don, you certainly have. And last year, I think I shocked you a little bit, didn't I?
You did, just a little bit. Before we get to predictions for 1987, I'd like to check back a little bit to 1986, some predictions that you made
Wonderful.
this time last year. Okay, you said that Mayor Washington's campaign for re-election was going to get derailed, that he was going to go back to Congress.
Oh, no. I said he would not be reelected.
Okay.
That he would not be reelected and that he should go back to Congress because he was that kind of a distinguished man. Don't you put words in my mouth and change my prediction.
Okay. You said that Jane Byrne's going to be the leading candidate to replace him. You still
Yes,
go along
I
with
do,
that?
and I said if the party gets behind her totally and if there isn't some unusual situation to develop, that was my total prediction. Nobody ever gives the whole ones, and look what's developed.
Absolutely. Well, we'll get a little more political prediction here in a minute. Let's go on to predictions for 1987. President Reagan, is he going to be able to survive this whole mess with the Iran-Contra?
Right here in this book I published, and this is the third time since his election, I said that he would step down and give Mr. Bush a chance to be the incumbent so that Mr. Bush
Give him a
could
head
be
start
elected.
for the election, right?
And that he will do it, and I feel that he'll do it, and I said that he would be ill before April and that he would forget about it, not take too much care of himself, and he's already ill. And that may be a part of why he's going to step down, but I feel that the international situation is also going to be a reason why he'll step down. So that's been in print. This is the third time.
Okay, how about the economy in 1987?
We're going to have shocks in the latter part of 1987. The stock market may lose 400 points all of a sudden between October and December.
So are you calling for a crash in the stock market?
I'm not calling for a crash. Please, I don't call for any bad news. When I see something, I try to warn. It looks like that something is going to happen, for the market to go down at that time. But overall, I feel that Chicago is going to become the most beautiful city. I've said always it was going to be the second most beautiful city in the world. And it is. And you know what? That Dome Stadium is going to be built, and that was in a book I published in 1967.
A Dome Stadium. It's going to have a dome.
I don't care what they say. A Dome Stadium will be built.
Well, politics in Chicago aren't always that beautiful. I got to ask you about the mayoral election next year.
And I have a good answer for you.
Okay.
Whoever gets elected really is going to proceed with the tremendous growth of the city. And I've indicated that Mr. Washington
That sounds like a cop-out to me now.
Would not be reelected, and I'm still sticking to that because I still feel that he's the kind of man that belongs in Congress.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if he'd agree with you on that point.
You say Chicago is the second most beautiful city. What's the first?
I said that there'd be some city in Germany and that this would happen all before the end of the 1980s.
The Bears? Will the Bears win the Super
Bears. Oh, I have a terrible prediction about them. Last time I said they'd win, and they did, didn't they?
That's
and
right.
this time I said they'd go to the Super Bowl, but I kind of feel they won't win. I hope I'm wrong. I hope
they are
I'm
going
wrong.
to go to the Super Bowl and not win?
I feel that they will go to the Super Bowl.
What is it that makes you feel what you feel about the Bears?
Walter, because I did make a prediction that because of a lot of injuries that would happen this year, 2 members of the Bears, and I did that at the very early part of the year, that it might have a great bearing on whether or not they won. And look at all the injuries that they have had. And I love the Bears, and I want them to win, but somehow that's just the vibes that I pick up. And I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'd be interested in knowing how the vibes work.
Okay, you have 2 brains, right brain and a left brain. And my right brain is the psychic, intuitive brain, and I pick up with my right brain whatever's going to be going on in the mind from that. And you didn't even ask me what I was going to be doing New Year's Eve. I'm going to be at the Guildhall at the Ambassador West entertaining there. And if you want to know more, come there.
All right. What does that mean, entertaining at the...
I'm going to be giving readings to all the guests that will be coming to the Ambassador West, the Guildhall.
Thank you very much for coming here first. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Bye-bye.